मैं जाऊं सुल्तान पे लेके अपने साथ, बात तुम्हारी मैं कहूँ ले चला पकड़ के हाथ। अंदर जाए खबर करी आया पैगाम इमाम, मिलाया लोग तिनके तुम आयो ये काम, मिलाया लोग तिनके तुम आयो ये काम। मैं जाऊं सुल्तान पे बोले श्री धाम के धनी की जय। Welcome to the yet another session of our Beetak Discourse. Dear Sundarsathji, yesterday we talked about 12 sundarsaths, 12 pure souls, 12 meek souls. The glory of such souls are sung not only in Tartam but also in Quran as well. Such souls are called momins in Quran. And these 12 momins, these 12 awakened souls are there ready to sacrifice everything that they hold dear. They are ready to die for the cause of promoting the ideas that Imam Mahdi has already come. To remind Aurangajeb the true essence of the teachings of Quran, such that he would be treating Hindus in just manner. So these 12 sundarsaths, we got the name of them. 2 of them were Muslims and 10 of them were the Hindus. So Sheikh Badal Bhai and Qaim Mullah were there, ready to do whatever it takes to reach Aurangajeb and remind him, to have a conversation with him about the teachings of Quran, have a discussion with him, have a debate with him, such that he could be reminded and awakened by the awakened consciousness of Dharma, so that he could be brought into the faith. Because Prannathji senses that he could be none other than the Sakumar Sakhi of Paramdham. The other Hindus included Nagji Bhai, Khimai Bhai, Laldasi, Dayaramji, Chintamani, Chanchalji, and others. So these 12 sundarsaths are ready to sacrifice everything. So they went to Lal Killa, the Red Fort, the palace, the place from where Emperor Aurangajeb is ruling India. Many parts of India, I would not say the whole of India was under his grip, but he was expanding every day the area that he was ruling. So as these 12 momins are singing from the book of Sananda, singing the glory of Imam, singing the glory of Prophet Muhammad, the Imam of the mosque was so happy to hear the name of Prophet Muhammad from these 12 moments. So he tells them that मैं जाऊं सुल्तान पे लेके अपने साथ, I will take you guys to the emperor. बात तुम्हारी मैं कहूँ, I'll sing the glory of what you have done to the emperor. And he guided them inside the palace. As soon as the Imam got into the palace with these 12 momins, he notified the Emperor Aurangajeb that the message of Imam Mahdi has come. Andar jaye khabar kare aya paigam Imam. I brought the people, the followers, the disciples of Imam Mahdi. And for that matter, I would like you to come and have a conversation with them. There is a concept that the scholars, the Muslim scholars residing in Makkah and Medina, the two most visited pilgrimage sites for Muslims, Makkah and Medina, the scholars had a dream, and they had a dream that 4 things are going towards India: Safkat, Barakat, Imam, and Nuri Jhanda. Safkat meaning the blessings, Barakat meaning the glory, the benefits, Iman is the belief, the faith, and Nuri Jhanda, that is the understanding. So they had a dream that all these 4 things from the Quran are going towards India, going towards Hindustan. So these scholars write 4 letters, 2 letters during the time of Shahjahan, the father of Aurangajeb, the ruler before Aurangajeb came into power. And 2 letters were sent during the time of Aurangajeb. So Shahjahan and Aurangajeb both have a feeling that Imam Mahdi might have appeared in India, or if already not, he would appear in India, because these 4 things are transitioning from the Arab towards India. So they are looking for an individual, they are looking for that divine being in whom these 4 powers, Sabkat, Barakat, Iman, and Ilm, those things are converged in. So they are looking for Imam Mahdi, thinking that Imam Mahdi might have appeared in India and amongst the Hindus. The oldest son of Shahjahan, the father of Aurangajeb, was Darasikoha, and he was a scholar who was erudite in Hindu culture. He created a scripture called Alopanishad, had a fusion of the Quran and the teachings of the Vedas. And the oldest son of Shahjahan was killed by Aurangajeb. His older brother was killed. Aurangajeb killed him such that he could be in power. So this Aurangajeb imprisons his own father and becomes the leader, becomes the ruler of India. While his older son, Darasikoha, wanted the pursuit of Imam Mahdi done through religious discourses and debates, Aurangajeb is also in pursuit of Imam Mahdi, but his technique is different. He realizes that by torturing the Hindus, he would be able to find Imam Mahdi, because Imam Mahdi would come forward to protect the Hindus. So his trick and techniques are different, but he himself is in the pursuit of Imam Mahdi. As the Imam of the mosque, Jama Masjid, notifies Aurangajeb that these 12 moments have come with the message from the Imam, Mahdi Imam, then he comes out of the palace. Mahal mein se sunake nikal aaya sultana, hua thada chabutare para hath asa teka sunega. So he came out, and from the balcony of the palace, holding a little stick to stand, he speaks to these 12 moments. Momina tale chabutare khade jaye nikata, jo likha lo mafuz mein aur So these 12 moments are standing below, and the Emperor Aurangajeb is addressing them from the balcony. These 12 sundarsaths, these 12 awakened souls, these 12 graceful souls of Paramdham, they realize that this is the final chapter of their efforts. It could go both ways. That first thing, Aurangajeb could realize they could succeed in having a discussion with Aurangajeb, and with the awakened consciousness, they would be able to awaken Aurangajeb. That would be one consequence. The other consequence would be that it could all go wrong and they could be killed. They realize that whatever is to happen will happen. Because whatever is there in destiny, that is what happens. So they do not fear for their lives, although they realize that it could be the end of their lives. They are not afraid because they have been blessed by Prannathji. Yet they realize the criticality of this state. The other people, the relatives of these 12 moments, are afraid of what might happen to them. But these moments are not afraid because they know whatever is to happen is going to happen. Taba Pucha Sultanani, and the Sultan Emperor, the Sultan Aurangajeb, the Emperor Aurangajeb, begins asking questions to these 12 sundarsaths. Taba Pucha Sultana ne isarat suaye, taba bole ita momina kalma zubana chalai. As the Emperor Aurangajeb began asking questions, these 12 moments started chanting the Nijanam mantra, constantly remembering Sri Raji Maharaj and his glory, because they know that chanting this mantra, chanting these incantations, these mantras would save them. And as soon as the Emperor Aurangajeb heard them murmuring these sounds, he realized that they are probably reading the kalma, the prayers, the Muslim prayers. Taba bole ita momina kalma juvana salai, chanting the mantra they spoke. फिर इशारत करी सुल्तान ने क्या मतलब है तुम? The Sultan, the Emperor Aurangajeb, asked them, "Why did you come to me?" तब इन्होंने जवाब दिया, "दीन इस्लाम की आशिक हम." So these 12 moments say that we are the fan of true Islam. The faith that asks the followers to treat each other with respect and dignity. The faith that teaches people to be just and kind. So we are the fan of that faith, the true Islam. Taba inane jawab diya, dina Islam ke aasik hum. Then Aurangajeb asked them, "कछु मतलब अपना कहो, कछु मागो मुझसे, कहा एक बात हम मागत, रूबरू बातें करें तुमसे." Aurangajeb asked them to ask something from him, that he is ready to provide them anything, like the wealth, the horses, the elephants, the gold coins, or whatever that they would look for. But these sundarsaths, these awakened souls, are not there for any material glory or material possessions. They ask Aurangzeb that all they would want is have a conversation with him, a private one. हमारी बातों में नहीं आवे न कोई दर्द. So in that conversation, we want no one else but you and you only, and we will be speaking to you directly. There will be no one in between us. हमारी बातों में ने आवे न कोई दरमियान, पूछे सुनो तुम हमसो और न सुनावे कान. We'll ask you questions. You ask us questions, and we would like to have a conversation with you, and that is all that we want. फिर मोमिनों से पूछा, Aurangzeb asked again. That's okay, but ask something more. Do you want some wealth? Do you want some land? Do you want anything at all? The 12 momins say, that awakened souls say, तुम्हें तो कहा सुनाया हमें नाही मुर्दार का मतलब. We do not care at all about the worldly things. These are of no value to us. These are of no significance to us. All we want is having a conversation with you. We want to relay the message of Mehdi Imam to you. That is all we want. We want nothing else. आशा लेके चूमिया तीन वेर सुलतान तब मोमिन बोले जोश में हम चौड़ा रुक्का सुनाया कान. So the stick that the Emperor Aurangajeb was holding, he kissed his stick 3 times, looking at the sky, thanking Allah, thanking God Supreme for sending such pure souls. Because every time somebody would come and meet the emperor, that person would ask, express his or her grievance. Okay, I'm poor, I want this from you. My daughter it's the time for my daughter's marriage. I need this and I need that and I need that. They are all looking something from the emperor. But these 12 souls, seemingly so meek and humble, are asking nothing but having a conversation with the emperor. They are trying to relay the message of Imam Mehdi to Aurangajeb. As soon as Aurangajeb kissed his hand, looking in the sky, thanking God, thanking Allah, Taba momina bole josame, oh God, these 12 moments got truly excited. They realized that Aurangajeb is ready to listen to them. And they are a lot closer. They're a lot closer than they were in relaying the messages of Mahamati Prannathji, the understanding of Mahamati Prannathji to Aurangajeb. And they said, we sent 5 letters. Sheikh Nizam, Siddhi Polad, and all these 5 closest associates of Aurangajeb, they said, we sent 5 letters to your associates, but they didn't respond to those letters. And there was Sheikh Suleiman, one of the associates. Khada Sheikh Suleiman kahan pe aage khada Sultan. He was scared because they could utter his name. Taba pucha Sultana ne. Then Aurangajeb asked these 12 momins, hey, tuma pe kitab, do you have any book, any text that I could refer to, such that I can have a conversation with you? Do you have any message from Mehdi Imam? Sadly, that day they did not have the book of Sananda. that they were chanting previously, that day they didn't have it with them. And they said, Kaya magata taba ina yaro kaya hama magave shitaba. We will ask, we will give it to you as soon as we have it. Fera sultana ne kaya kachu magata hu tuma, do you want something else? Kaya magata dina Mahamati aurana chahi hama. We do not want anything but the faith that Prophet Muhammad propagated. A true Islam, because we are the fan of true Islam, the true teachings of Muhammad. Like we said yesterday, the true teachings of the Quran, the true teachings of Prophet Muhammad is not being understood. Just as the fact that the deepest secrets of Vedic scriptures was yet to be revealed until Mahamati Prannathji came into picture. As we said, if you look at Bhagavad Gita, in Purushottam Yoga chapter 15 of Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says there are three divine beings, Char, Akshar and Aksharati. Everyone understood Char to be this material body, Akshar being the soul, and Aksharati being Lord Narayana. If you look at the translation of Bhagavad Gita, by everyone other than the scholars of Tartam, Char is the material body, Akshar is the soul, and Aksharati is the Narayana. So they could not understand that Narayana is not actually the Lord Supreme, but the dream body of Akshara Brahma. So Akshara finds himself as Narayan in the state of dream. Narayana Rupena Swayam Pashyate Akshara. So the Vedas could not be revealed. The teachings of the Vedic scriptures could not be unraveled. Similarly, the true teachings of Islam was not yet revealed. As such, Mahamati says, the book of Quran was Kumari, meaning she was untouched. She was pure because nobody could unravel the true meanings and secrets of Quran. So what these 12 momins are referring to is that they want the true understanding of Quran, which none of the Muslim scholars have. And the understanding, the belief, the grace, the faith, true faith in Quran is been shifting to Hindustan or India. Because Imam Mahdi has come in between the Hindus. That Imam Mahdi is none other than Mahamati Swami Sri Prannathji. So these 12 momins said, we do not want anything from you. Kaya magata dina Mahamati aurana chahi hum. We want the true understanding of Islam. We do not need anything. मोमिना बोले अपने जोश में डर दिल भया सुल्ताना और दूर खड़े सब कांपत सुन सकत कलाम दरमियान. It was the first time the emperor was scared of these people. Because the Emperor Aurangajeb was so powerful, so unjust, so tyrannical, that everyone would be scared to death when they had to speak in front of Aurangajeb. They would bend their head down. They would shiver. They would tremble. They would shake in fears. While these 12 momins, take that for, imagine that moment for a second. These 12 momins are in such a divine aura. They are in such an excitement that they do not have their head bent downwards. They are speaking directly to Aurangazeb, looking up, without sense of any fear, with such a demeanor. These 12 moments are speaking their hearts out. They want the teachings of true Islam. They want to be true followers of Islam. And Aurangazeb is scared of them. Because who are these guys? How dare they? They're talking in such a tone, such a demeanor. The associates of Aurangazeb, the soldiers, the army chiefs, the police chiefs, his associates are scared. And they talk to Emperor Aurangajeb. तब से आज दिनालों ऐसा सख्त न बोल्या कोई. Nobody dares speak to the emperor like this ever before. They are speaking directly to your face, right in front of you. Nobody would dare do that previously. In a समय दिल्ली में घर घर पड़ी खड़बड़ जिनके घर संगति तिना भया बड़ा डर. The relatives of these 12 momins are scared of the consequences that they might be killed. Their relatives were afraid of the repercussions because they are going to speak to the emperor about the coming of Imam Mahdi and his message. Dear Sundarsath, such was the state of mind of these 12 moments. They were ready to die. They were so excited that Aurangazeb was listening to them. They didn't ask for any material glory or anything for that matter. All they wanted was having a candid one-to-one conversation with the Emperor Aurangajeb, such that the true teachings of Quran could be unraveled, such that the arrival of Imam Mahdi could be told and be condensed and be conveyed. They are so in excitement. Dear Sundarsath, such is the glory of these transcendent teachings. And like I've already said, so long as we have the grace of the Lord Supreme, there is nothing that we should fear for. There is nothing that we should be worried about. Jaku rakhi saiya mar shake na koi. No one could do any harm to you so long as you are graced by the Lord Supreme. Jaku rakhi saiya mar shake na koi. Balana vaka kar shake so sabajak vaidi ho. Even if the whole world is against you, then they cannot do any harm to you. So, as the associates of Aurangazeb forbade Aurangazeb for a moment, because nobody would dare do that previously. So, Aurangazeb told these 12 momins that I will have one-to-one with you later on. Not today, we'll arrange a time. But for now, we will arrange a place for you to stay. खाने पीने की बात जो पुछाई को तबाला इनों से मोमिनो मन विचारिया करे परियाना आपस में. So, the Emperor Aurangajeb asked Siddhi Polad, one of the 5 associates that Kanji Bhai had hand-delivered the letter to take care and make arrangements for these 12 momins to stay. Siddhi Polad. And this guy, the police chief of Delhi, asked these 12 momins, what would you like to eat? What food would you like? दस तन को लेके किए दो तन बराबर संध्या के समय मिने तब जाहिर हुई खबर. As we've already said, of these 12 moments, 2 were Muslims and 10 were the Hindus. But like we've already said, in the faith, in the philosophy, in the Dharma of Mahamati Prannathji, there is no distinction, there is no discrimination on the basis of color, faith, socio-economic status, or any other attributes for that matter. As long as you believe in Raji Maharaj, as long as you follow the path shown by Mahamati Swami Sri Prannathji and Satguru Shree Devchandraji Maharaj, then we are all the consorts of the Lord Supreme. They said, arrange us the food. We will all sit together and eat together. These 12 moments are put in a house arrest. They're put in Nazarband. While Aurangajeb sends some of his messengers and all that every now and then to listen to what these guys have to say, how they are doing, if they are properly treated or not. Aurangajeb is constantly reminded by his associates, his army generals and his leaders, that he should not go and talk to these folks directly, because they could be anyone. They could be spies. They could be sent by our enemies. So they would have ulterior motives. In the past, if someone had dared doing that, talking to Emperor like the way these 12 moments did, they would be killed with the sword instantly. You are being so nice. You are being nicer than you should to these 12 people. Aurangajeb is forced by his associates not to have one-on-one meeting with these 12 moments. And Aurangajeb backpedaled his decision to have a conversation with them. But he constantly gets their updates, how they are doing, whether they are treated fairly or not. But that is not why these 12 moments are there in Delhi, in the palace, Red Fort. He was not there. They were not there to have comforts. They were there to remind Aurangajeb, they were there to have one-on-one with him, such that he could be reminded of the true teachings of Quran and his soul be awakened. The message was sent to Prannathji that they had already met the Emperor Aurangajeb. They had a conversation with him, a short one, and they were put under house arrest. Mahamati Prannathji feels bad. He is upset that Aurangajeb is not talking to them directly. And Mahamati Prannathji selects some of the verses from the Quran and the Hadiths about how the Muslims should treat others. From those ayats, from those verses of the Quran, Mahamati Prannathji selects particular verses saying that the true souls, if you are the followers of Islam, if you are the followers of Allah, then you should not treat another human unfairly, unjustly. And he writes a letter. And Mahamati Prannathji knows that it is not that Emperor Aurangajeb does not want to meet you guys. It is just that his associates do not want that happen. Mahamati Prannathji realizes that it is because of the Saturn, Iblis, the son of Azazel, that is causing the problems. Because they are not there to guide Aurangzeb in the right direction. They are deviating him from listening to you guys. So dear Sundarsathji, the effort of having a one-to-one conversation did not become successful, was not successful here with these 12 moments. They are rather put in the house arrest. They are asked questions as if they really want to know. In the very same moment, they would talk about ordinary things. Siddhi Polad and all these associates of Aurangzeb go and reach out to them. Ask about Imam, ask about the day of Qayamat, the day of judgment, but they are not seriously paying attention to these 12 moments. These 12 moments are frustrated because they are put under house arrest, not knowing what happens next. They are not treated right. Their time is wasted in futile things. They are just there, not being able to relay the message of Mahdi Imam. They are not being able to talk to Aurangzeb. Dear Sundarsathji, the effort to awaken Aurangzeb is not being successful. And these 12 moments are put under house arrest. They are not treated fairly. Sometimes they are beat up. Sometimes they are criticized for what they believe in. As Anilji asked, can you please tell us about how these 12 moments were treated? Yes, they were not treated fairly. While Aurangzeb asked Siddhi Polad and others taking care of these 12 moments to treat them right, they do not have to do that because none of the Muslims are ready to listen to their teachings. So they would bring in the false news that, oh, they are doing perfectly fine. We've been treating them very nicely, but that is not the case. Mahamati Prannathji knows it. That's why he sends the letter collecting the verses from the Quran and the Hadiths to Aurangzeb. Please treat them right. The Satan that Muslims talk about, that misguides people from reaching to Allah, reaching to God, is actually residing in the hearts of all of these Muslims because they are not ready to listen to the prophecies of the Quran, the prophecies of Prophet Muhammad. Because Prophet Muhammad said, Farda Roz Qayamat, the next day is the day of Qayamat, is the day of judgment. And that next day, one day, is 1,000 years in the world, is equivalent to 1,000 years in the world. Ek din Rabbe ke duni ke sala hazar. So he foretold them about the indications, the signs of Qiyamah. When these 12 moments are explaining the signs and arrival of Imam Mahdi, these guys are not ready to listen because they had Satan living inside them, the Iblis. We'll talk about the story of Iblis, the creation of the world in Abrahamic text. Adam and Eve, the story of Adam and Eve, and how Iblis and Azazel came into picture. And what Mahamati Prannathji is referring to when he is saying, "We Iblis dil par karata hi paatsahi." So the Iblis is ruling the world. The Iblis is ruling the hearts of each of these Muslims because they are not pure in their thoughts. They are not meek, they are not humble, they are not ready to listen to the prophecies of Prophet Muhammad themselves. They are not ready to listen to the true teachings of Quran. Dear Sundarsathji, such is the state. While Aurangazeb does not have one-on-one with these 12 moments, he realizes that these souls are indeed divine. These souls must be the messengers of Imam. That is why these are Hindus, 10 of them are. And they are bringing the message of Imam Mahdi. They are speaking in such an excitement, without any sense of fear. If it were somebody else, if these guys were somebody else, they would be promptly killed and executed. Aurangazeb is asking his associates to take a good care of these folks. That itself signifies that Aurangazeb really wants to have a conversation. And I've already told you, Aurangazeb is in pursuit of Imam Mahdi himself. And the way he believes that he can find Imam Mahdi is mistreating the Hindus, because Imam Mahdi is going to be there to rescue the Hindus. And that is when he could meet Imam Mahdi. So he is also anticipating that divine being, anticipating the day that he could meet Imam Mahdi, but his technique is a little different. Dear Sundarsathji, on tomorrow's discussion, we'll talk about the story of Azazel. What happens to these 12 moments? When are they released? And what happens when they are released? And the question that often Sundarsathji asks, we'll get into that, whether Aurangazeb is awakened, whether Sakumar Sakhi is awakened. We'll get deeper into that tomorrow. We'll talk about the story of Azazel. We'll talk the story of Evilish. We'll talk about the story of Govinda Veda as it comes in probably tomorrow or the day after tomorrow's discourse. Mahamati Prannathji writes 2 letters to these 12 moments, Badi Patri and Choti Patri. It guides them from Kama Party. Mahamati Prannathji continues to sing the glory of these 12 moments. Mahamati Prannathji writes, I'm so proud of you guys. You have sacrificed everything for the cause of Sri Raji Maharaj. There is so much to learn from these scenarios, this circumstance, that there is a glory of sacrifice. There is a glory of commitment to propagating the faith. These names are imprinted in the heart of Prannathji. The effort of these guys, these 12 moments, are rewarded by the Lord Supreme Himself. Such is the glory of working sincerely. Such is the glory of relentlessly trying to awaken the souls of Paramdham. Sundarsathji, like I have said again and again, such should be the mission of our lives, because we made the similar promise to Raji Maharaj. तू भूली तो मैं तुझे देऊंगी तुरंत जगाई, मैं भूली तो तू मुझे पल में दी से बताए. We made promises to each other that we will awaken. If you are forgetful, and do the same. If I'm forgetful of my true self, Lord Supreme, Paramdham, and everything else. So dear Sundarsathji, let's work together. Let's come together with a plan that we will work towards that one goal of awakening the world, awakening all of humanity, and propagating this transcendent understanding to the world. Because the world desperately needs it. Because without the absence of this transcendent knowledge, as you see, people are killing each other in the name of God. People are exploding bombs People are executing others, those do not believe in their faiths. People are imposing Sharia laws. People are doing some crazy stuff that is unimaginable when it comes to what a true faith should be like. It should unite people. It should bring people together. It should not scare. It should not hurt. And that is what's happening. That is why this transcendent understanding of Mahamati Prannathji, the message of harmony, interfaith studies, interfaith dialogues and discourses, should be initiated, should be led by none other than those awakened souls, those enlightened by the divine teachings of Dharma, divine teachings of Mahamati Prannathji. If not us, there is no one that can bring people and faiths together. Sundarsathji, the challenge, the opportunity is there for us to grab. Whether we grab it and have our name recognized in the history of those who truly worked in bringing peace to the world, then this offers a precious golden opportunity. Thank you all so much. Pranamji.